If it goes ahead, Daedulus in Fareham will be the site of a large converter station that will link undersea cables transmitting power between Caen in Normandy and the UK.
It's a gigawatt of power, which will enable something over 1 million homes to receive electricity, and it will stop the lights going out in 2020. Power can go both ways, so if there's excess power generation in this country, it could be exported, but I suspect that mainly the power will be coming in from countries in Europe via the interconnector. So the way it works is the interconnector transforms the power from AC, which is what we put our kettle on, plug into the socket and receive AC. It converts it to DC, direct current, for transmission through 120 miles of undersea cable to Daedulus here in Fareham, and then it goes into another interconnector where it's then transformed again to AC, so we can use it, and we'll go another 5 miles back under the water along to Chilling in Warsash, where we have a connection to the national grid.
The £500 million scheme will be paid for by National Grid and their partners in France, but Daedalus was not the first site proposed.
National Grid's preference was to station this interconnector building at Chilling, which is it's a national nature reserve area, very, very environmentally sensitive, and the last thing we wanted was a large building there, so that's why we suggested this commercial site here at Daedalus, where we're looking to create thousands of jobs in coming years, or help the creation of thousands of jobs. So we felt this site would be a better one, and we also said we didn't want to be having them digging up the roads and the woods and everything else between here and Chilling, so we wanted the cable, although it adds, I'm told, many millions of pounds to the project, we wanted it to go back under the sea, along to Warsash and into Chilling.
The proposal is still in early stages, with people having a chance to make their voices heard about the plans.
On the 7th of December, the Borough Council will make a decision as to whether we want to lease or sell 10 acres of land to National Grid, so that will be stage 1. Then there'll be a series of exhibitions which National Grid will be running in December, and we'll be holding a public meeting as well in Stubbington. And then there would need to be a planning application, which we're expecting in March. And if that then gets the go-ahead, then we'd be looking at construction 2017-18 and a completion of the project in 2020. And if National Grid can't provide this key piece of infrastructure, then we will not have security of our energy supply, and we won't have stability of energy supply or indeed pricing of energy. So it would be potentially very bad news for Great Britain.
And the council are aware that some people may have concerns, including safety.
We're not generating power here, so it's not like it's a nuclear power station or something like that, but they will want to know that there's not radiation which is going to affect them. They're not going to be walking on the open space and their dog gets fried or something like that, so they'll want to know that there's nothing emanating from the building which will be a nuisance, be that sound or light or radiation. So I think that's one issue that people will be concerned about. They'll clearly be concerned about what the building's going to look like, and it's very important. It is a large building, it's 20 metres tall, and it's a 10-acre site, although the building won't fill all of it. So I think they'll want to be convinced that it sits as well as it can in a commercial area like Daedalus within its environment, and that they will have a lot of open space around which they can enjoy as well. And I'm sure they'll be interested to know what benefits it could bring to the local area too. We want to provide a visitor centre, we want to extend the runway, we want to provide lighting for the runway and a GPS navigation service, and there are other improvements to make to the site. They're all in our plans in the long term, but this would enable them to come much further forward in our planning, and also to be able to get the open space laid out sooner than we might otherwise have done as well. It needs to happen, because if it doesn't, we won't have sufficient electricity in 5 years to be able to keep our lights on and keep our kettles boiling.
This is Shan Robins for That's Solent.